You're listening to the Geekcast Radio Network of podcasts.
It's time to pay the piper.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Something's coming on and it's gonna stop us.
Let's do it, guys! Hey, it's Morphin time!
Have a nice trip!
Watch the birdie!
Bye-bye. Gotta love it.
Taking over the world is one thing. Finding good help to run it for you, that's the killer.
The jetty! Eight ball, corner pocket. Man, you're ugly. Sensitive, too. Let's do it! It's the Zords!
Yeah, Zord Schmore, gonna crush them like roaches.
Ninja Zords! Rockets away! Pay attention now, here it comes!
MWIRE? Releasing 5 episodes in one weekend? No, that can't be right. Hello and welcome to the 67th episode of the MWIRE Movie Week in Review. Today we're discussing the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. I am TF21 Mike, and I'm joined by Steve Megatron. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
Exhausted.
Exhausted? How the hell could you be exhausted? Anyways.
Dickhead.
Don't look at me, it's not my fault. I didn't do it, damn it. I'm innocent. What the hell are you talking about? So, without any further ado, we're going to start setting the stage here. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, also known as Power Rangers, the movie, is a 1995 American action film based on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on Fox Kids. The first series in the Power Rangers franchise, it featured the characters and actors from the series itself and used the Zords from the Ninja Sentai Ranger. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm just going to tell you guys right now. Any Japanese name that I cannot pronounce, you're going to have to forgive me because when I was a kid growing up on Power Rangers, I thought it was all American. But anyways, it was produced by Saban Entertainment and released by 20th Century Fox on June 30th, 1995. It was filmed in Sydney, Australia, and ultimately grossed $38,187,431 theatrically in the US and $66,433,194 worldwide, making it a financial success. When did you first see Power Rangers the movie?
I first saw this pretty much right after it came out because I bought it. I don't know why I bought it, but I did buy it.
So you never saw it in theaters?
No.
Me either. The funny thing about this movie is, I remember that when it first came out, this is 1995, ladies and gentlemen. There was no DVD in 1995.
Nope, there was that big-ass VHS tape.
Yep. And what surprises me the most about it is that, and I guess, well, no, correct me if, and the listeners can correct me if I'm wrong as well. I remember Disney's DVDs where they would have those white cases that kind of look like books that kind of opened and stuff, it looked like a book for a VHS tape. Kind of like those hollowed out books you see sometimes with buttons inside of them for secret passages and stuff like that. But I guess other companies use that same format because I remember getting this movie in what looked like a Disney-style VHS case.
Yep, that's what I had it in too, up
Yep.
until we got rid of our VCR.
Yeah, VCRs, what are those? We don't remember those. Oh, boy.
Those were the days.
Yeah, those... God. Wish you hadn't said that, because now Archie Bunker is flashing in my head. Okay, anyways, so getting to the plot for Power Rangers. After the Power Rangers participate in a charity skydive, a giant egg is unearthed, and in Angel Grove, Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa investigate the egg and release the creature inside, Ivan Ooze, whom Zordon had trapped inside the egg 6,000 years ago. Once released, Ooze leaves to seek revenge on Zordon, double-crossing Zed and Rita by trapping them in a snow globe. He disguises himself as a carnival wizard and gives free jars of purple ooze to children. Fred Kelman, the Ranger's young friend, accepts a jar and brings it home. Later, his father finds the jar and inspects the ooze. When he pulls some out of the jar, mysterious charges of purple electricity go through him, putting him under the control of Ivan Ooze, along with all of the other parents of Angel Grove. Apparently, the ooze only affects adults, as it is later seen that the children and teens are not affected and are playing with the ooze. Ew.
He's playing with Ivan's purple. Goo.
He's playing with Ivan's purple nurple.
Ew. Can you say sick and disgusting?
Maybe they were playing with Megatron's purple nurple.
No, they're playing Barney's.
Well, Megatron likes Barney, so...
No.
When the Power Rangers are sent to fight Ooze's Ooze Men, the command center is left defenseless, allowing Ooze to destroy it, leaving Zordon near death. Due to the destruction, the Power Rangers lose their powers, and they must go on a quest to find new Ninjetti powers on the distant planet of Phaedos. When Ooze sends his Tengu warriors after the Rangers, they are assisted by Dulcia, who bestows upon them the Rangers' new ninja powers based on the 6 ninja animals: the White Falcon, the Red Ape, the Yellow Bear, the Blue Wolf, the Pink Crane, and the Black Frog. Dulcia directs the Rangers to find the Ninjetti Temple to find the great power on their own, as she will age rapidly if she takes one step off the plateau. On their way, they must battle a living dinosaur skeleton at the temple, battle 4 living statues. When the statues are destroyed, the great power is bestowed upon them, and they morph into the Power Rangers once again. The Rangers return to Earth. They find it under attack by Ooze Ectomorphicon Titans, and call upon their new Ninja Zords to battle the Titans. They destroy Scorpatron, and then form the Ninja Megazord to battle Hornitor. I'm sorry. Those are 2 of the worst Zord names, or villain Zord names, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I hate those damn names.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it stuck.
I know. During the time, the children of Angel Grove realize that Ooze plans to kill all of their parents. Fred leads them to the construction site, where Ooze directed the adults to fall into the massive hole. When Ooze fuses with Hornitor, the Rangers form the Ninja Falcon Megazord to try to destroy him, eventually using Ryan's Comet, which was passing the Earth, to destroy him. The Rangers struggle fighting Ooze, and Aisha has an idea. She hits the button next to her post, claiming that desperate times call for desperate measures, which causes the Megazord to knee Ooze in the groin, causing him to let go and come into contact with the Comet, and destroying him, releasing the parents of Angel Grove from Ooze's spell. The Rangers get back to the command center, but Zordon has died. Tommy reminds the Rangers that with the great power, anything is possible. Combining their powers, the Rangers revive Zordon and restore the command center. The movie ends with a celebration in Angel Grove Harbor, thanking the Power Rangers for saving the world, although Bulk and Skull complain that it was themselves who saved the day. Later during the credits, Goldar... Oh, I love this. Later during the credits, Goldar takes Lord Zed's throne and proclaims himself ruler of the universe. The newly released Zed and Rita walk in, and Goldar and Morton look at each other and say, "Uh-oh." All right, so I kind of basically just read the plot word for word. We didn't really discuss a lot of it, but there are several things about this film that I really don't like. Number one, who the fuck is Morton, and why wasn't like Squat or Babu or Finster or somebody used other than that fucking moron?
Apparently I don't know. it doesn't have really that great of a reason why he was not used.
Yeah, I know. What did you think of the movie? I mean, what are your overall impressions?
And I know there weren't that many Power Rangers movies, but I would say this is my favorite one, and I would say because of the cast that they used and the villain, and it had a particularly dark theme to it.
Yeah.
Not to mention that, I liked for instance, everything was shinier in this than the actual show.
Yeah, the suits were like metal, or not metal, but they were like really hard plastic, and they were actually more uniform suits.
They looked better overall. I mean, there was no mistaking, that they were a lot stronger than, they previously were.
Right.
I don't know. It's just everything about this movie, between the music in it, the fact that they had a lot better production value compared to the actual TV show. I would say that it's got pretty much everything that you'd want to watch on it anyway. I mean, in terms of a Power Rangers movie, it's got a lot of action, got a lot of the normal stuff, but there's just a lot more added than what they've used in the TV show.
Yeah, it's one of those things where this was the first. This was the first fully Power Rangers thing where it's all new and original footage. There was no using of the other Japanese series, as far as I know. This was all their own footage. Yeah. Who's your favorite character? Because getting into the characters here, we've got obviously the Power Rangers, Tommy, Rocky, Adam, Billy, Aisha, and Kimberly. Who's your favorite Ranger?
My favorite Ranger, I'd have to say, is the White Ranger.
Yeah,
which would be Tommy.
Yeah, mine too. I like Adam and Rocky just because of the way that they team up with each other. Billy's okay. Aisha's okay. And I'm not trying to sound deadpan about it, but I don't know. I've always liked Tommy, and I don't know. Yeah. Some really, really, well, not really strange allies, but obviously you got Zordon, Dulcea, Alpha 5, Bulk and Skull, and Fred Kelman. And it's funny because later in Power Rangers Zeo, in the TV series, in this movie they quip about Fred becoming a Ranger. Fred Kelman, the Silver Ranger, or whatever it is. And he goes, no, Fred Kelman, the Gold Ranger. Well, later in Zeo, a Gold Ranger actually showed up, and I thought at the time, like, oh, is that gonna be Fred?
Nice.
Yeah. And of course, villains, you got Rita Repulsa, Lord Zed Goldar, Mordan, or Mortan, or whatever the fuck his name is, and Ivan Ooze. Ooze was a nice villain.
Ooze was freaky.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as we always ask, voice actors and writers who they like, voicing or writing as far as that goes, and everybody, their answer is always the villains. because the villains have so much you can do with them. I mean, heroes, they have to be heroic. That's it. You have a favorite ally or a favorite villain?
My favorite villains, Ooze was one of those ones that you hated to like.
Mm-hmm.
But for main villains, I liked Lord Zed. I always had like this fascination with the character.
Yeah.
Just because he was such a badass and the deep voice and the inside-out skeleton body.
Yeah, they made it look a heck of a lot more sinister in this than they ever did in the TV show.
Oh, it looked like almost like blood-dripping skin, and then with, real chrome.
Yep.
Not that plastic crap.
Yeah. Let's crack this egg. Let's move on to the good, the bad, and the ugly. A lot of this film is just... I laugh halfway through this film because it's so fun. All the one-liners, but I mean they're not like cheesy one-liners. They're fairly good. Like when I was doing research for interviewing Johnny Young Bosch over at This Week in Geek for the update interview for Johnny, I told him off air that I basically watched this movie before I talked with him, and I basically watched the movie and picked out every scene he had. And just memorize, his lines or his actions or whatever. And there's a lot of good comedy in here. There just is. What was one of your favorite scenes?
I would have to say when they got their new Zords.
Yeah. My only real complaint about Angel Grove is like you can like in the movie specifically, like I know that the parents come in later, and I know Fred's parents are around, and in the beginning, like at the charity thing, there's a bunch of people around, but like when they're skating around and Higher Ground is playing in the background and all that stuff, and they're like, oh, let's go get something to eat or whatever, you kind of see people in the background, but it's like. Angel Grove is a fairly empty friggin' city if they can skate through the entire thing. And, of course, they cut through the construction site, which they're going to be people there, but I don't know. I would have to say my favorite scene wasn't really when they got the powers, but the fight they had to do to get the powers.
I can see that.
I mean, getting the new powers is great and all. I loved what they did with the Ninja Falcon Zord. That was so awesome. After Tommy got damaged, had to go away and repair himself, and he came back, and Adam's like, "Oh, Tommy, I can't hold on. It's tongue tied. I can't hold on." Blah, blah, blah. He's like, "Adam, disengage. I got this." And they corner one of the ectomorphicons down a dead end street, and all of a sudden, the damn Falcon closes its wings, comes up, and all these missiles come out. Oh man, I love that imagery.
Mm-hmm.
That was just awesome. Actually, I think that the Ninja Falcon Zord was the only Zord I ever had as a kid.
Really?
Yep. I never had any of the action figures. I never had any of the other Zords. After this movie came out, and I saw that, I was like, Mom, I want that. But, yeah. So, there's a lot of trivia for this movie. I'm not going to go through all of it, but getting into some trivia here. Apparently, Walter Jones, Thoy Trang, and Austin St. John, the original Black, Yellow, and Red Power Rangers, were originally set to star in the movie, but ultimately weren't included because they were let go due to their contract dispute with the TV show, which is kind of sad. And of course, Austin would have came back with Amy Jo Johnson as Kimberly in the sequel film, even though they weren't really there too long.
No.
Let's see. This is a very good, interesting point here. Mariska Hargitay, who most people will know her as Olivia Benson on Law & Order Special Victims Unit, was originally replaced Gabrielle Fitzpatrick during filming because Fitzpatrick was diagnosed with an ovarian cyst which had to be removed immediately, in an operation. Starting in November 94, several weeks of Haggerty's filming had taken place at the Chinese Gardens at Darling Harbor, when the crew thought that Haggerty didn't seem right for the role. After filming her scene, she was fired, and Fitzpatrick got the part back in January 95 after she had recovered from her operation. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Let me see here. There's some other good trivia here. Several of the sets, including Lord Zed's throne room, a.k.a. the Chamber of Command, and Dulcia's palace, were made up of aluminum foil over constructed wood framings. Interesting. Let's see. Here we go. Catherine Sutherland originally auditioned for the part of Dulcia, but was turned down because the producers felt she was too young for the part. However, she would later be cast in the TV series' third season as Catherine and would take over the role of the Pink Ranger when the actress Amy Jo Johnson left the show. This is very interesting to me, and I know Johnny does a lot of stuff as far as his own stunts, but apparently Johnny Young Bosch actually did all of his own stunts in the movie, including the morphed fight scenes. His stuntman was injured at the time and couldn't do any work for the film, so Bosch gratefully accepted their offer to replace him. Let's see, any other good trivia? To further the differences between the show and the movie, Tommy's call to morph here is White Tiger instead of Tiger Zord, as it was in the show. I don't know. The character of Dulcia is actually supposed to have small, green, antler-type alien pet named Snoggle. Snoggle spoke in an alien language only to Dulcia, and was supposed to add comic relief to the film. And Snoggle often was annoying, too, and picked on. Kimberly was cut out because the character... Snoggle was annoying too, and picked on Kimberly. This was cut out because the character was deemed unnecessary by the crew, and the scenes filmed with Snoggle had taken place when Mariska Hargitay had recast Gabrielle Fitzpatrick. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't go in that direction. That would have been horrible. Yeah, that would have really been horrible. Actor Paul Freeman has gray eyes but in the movie he wears brown lens. Who he had portrayed Ivan Ooze. There was another one that I saw in here. In Spite, Mordant is version of Babu and Squat because Babu wears pince nez and Squat is fat, and get a new villain, Boar. There was another one in here where it said something about Paul Freeman had drank like black, I don't know, some sort of black juice at like every take to make his tongue purple to match the rest of the Ooze suit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, So getting into the reception at the box office and stuff like that, the film was met by critics with mixed to negative reception. Despite a strong box office performance, the movie received very mixed to negative reaction by critics, although fans' reaction was generally more positive and has since developed a cult following. And I kind of said at the beginning as far as the numbers and all that stuff for the box office, you know what? If you're a Power Rangers fan, for the like if you've been a Power Rangers fan all your life at this point, you're going to like this movie. If you're not a Power Rangers fan, well, obviously you're not going to like a Power Rangers movie, but to each their own.
Very true.
Getting into the IGN replacement crew, which the choices are: don't watch this even if it's free, worth a watch if free on TV, worth adding to your Netflix list, or this one is a must add to your DVD collection. Well, since I have the DVD, I guess we all know my vote.
Yes, I would say, and being that I don't have the DVD, and I was quite fond of it when I was younger, I would say probably own the DVD.
Yeah.
But if you don't own it, at least give it a try on not on Facebook. Yeah, wrong place. But
get with it, Steve.
Yeah, no, put it on Netflix.
And as I said, yes, it is on DVD. It's a single disc edition, but there are several bonus features There's a making of featurette. It says that the original theatrical trailer is on here, but it's actually not. The only other thing that's listed is some of the things that I actually hate listed as bonus features, which are specifications like the audio's, the audio stuff, the subtitles, and all that stuff. So there's really only one feature on here, which is the making of featurette, which is kind of cool. I think there might be music videos. I don't remember. I didn't really look at the bonus features before we recorded this, so.
Nice.
Well, I watched the one thing, the making of featurette, but the other thing we kind of glossed over was the soundtrack for this. I love the soundtrack for this movie.
Yeah, I haven't heard all of the soundtrack, but I kind of know what you're talking about.
Well, you got Red Hot Chili Peppers' Higher Ground during the whole skate scene when they're skating through Angel Grove. When they're fighting the Ooze Men, you've got Devo's Are You Ready? And really, those are the only two songs, honestly, out of the soundtrack that I like, because the rest of it is like weird girl teeny pop thing, like fucking Shampoo is in this with Uh-Oh, We're in Trouble or whatever. Oh, God, I hate that.
Oh, my God.
I hate that fucking song.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there.
I hate that damn song. It's like, oh, God. So, yeah. So my final words for this is, like I said, if you're a Power Rangers fan, you'll like this. But if not, it's probably a skip for you. So what about you?
I do like it. I would give it the Netflix watch at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a fan of the franchise back in the day, so I would say that I would. If you liked Power Rangers back then, or even if you didn't, I would say just give it a shot.
Yes. So that's going to do it for us. Thank you for joining us here on MWIRE Movie Week in Review. There are several ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. You can comment on each episode post. Please do this. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Also, do this or else we will hunt you down. Follow us on Twitter. GCRN MWIRE is the show Twitter. Mine is TFJ and Mike. What is your Twitter?
SCP-21.
Become a fan on Facebook. It's facebook.com/GeekCastRadio Network. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed this more phenomenal episode of MWIRE. I wish you'll join us next time when we'll be reviewing Antitrust. For now, I am TFG and Mike, and you are
Steve Megatron Phillips.
Thank you for listening. Until next time.
In a world, there, I said it, happy,